Tonight, the homestanding and upstart Clemson Tigers take on the defending national champs, the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. And hi, everybody. I'm Don Munson along with Kelly Gramlich. We welcome you to Little John Coliseum. This one should be a good one here tonight.
You said it, Don. The defending national champs, Notre Dame, coming off a rare loss. They lost to North Carolina on Sunday. But don't be mistaken, they are still one of the best teams in the country. And Clemson's played 4 ranked teams so far in ACC play. I think they're up for the challenge.
All right, for the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame, they get one back who missed the last one against North Carolina. That's Jackie Young.
Jackie Young is their point guard. She's one of the best point guards in the ACC, 3rd in the league in assists. Prior to that North Carolina game, she had a triple-double in the game against Tennessee. She's very important to their offensive flow, and they're very excited to have her back.
And for Clemson, one of the key cogs for them being 5-2 right now in the ACC is this gal, Simone Westbrook.
Simone Westbrook, one of the best defensive guards in the ACC, leads the league in steals at NC State in that tough loss last Thursday. She had 18 points, 5 steals, really paced Clemson. They're going to need an active defensive night from Simone Westbrook.
All right, there is Muppet McGraw. As you can see in her 32nd season, 2-time NCAA champions, including the defending national champs. And Amanda Butler in her first year here at Clemson, and what a job that she has done in turning this Clemson program around in a quick way. Good crowd on hand here in Little John tonight. We're all set and ready to go.
Don, change that to great crowd. This crowd is here. I hope they're going to be loud for these Tigers.
And the opening tap will be controlled by the Fighting Irish. And they'll come out and attack, and Clemson will open up a little man-to-man pressure. And whip it out of the wing, and a 3-ball off of the right side is up no good. Ogunbowale, and Clemson wants to push it and run, and they get it to Thomas, and she lays it up and in.
That's exactly what Clemson wants to do in this game. Get out in transition. That time off a long rebound, wasn't even a turnover, but good unselfish basketball in transition by Westbrook and Thomas.
And Clemson will not be afraid to attack this Notre Dame ball club, even though they average 86, better than 86 a game. As they get it down low, no good inside by Turner, but she sticks it back up again, no good, but draws the foul. She'll go to the line and shoot a pair.
Notre Dame ran a backdoor situation there for Breonna Turner, looking for the lob. Clemson runs that sometimes for Kobe Thornton, and Thornton just didn't see the pass coming. You see she's still looking out on the perimeter, and then Turner, a good job of following her own miss and drawing that contact.
Now Turner will go to the line and shoot a pair here. First one is good. So there's your starting lineup for Notre Dame, and if that starting lineup looks familiar, it should. It's the same starting lineup that took them to the national championship last year. Turner 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Thornton comes away with a rebound and will get into the hands of Danielle Edwards.
And what's incredible about Notre Dame is 93% of their points come from their starters. They are not a very deep team, but they will take their 5 starters against any other 5 in the country.
Edwards, Westbrook, will get it to Bennett. Bennett's pocket is picked, and here comes Notre Dame the opposite way.
She had the jumper. She's got to take that shot. Don't force it.
Ogunbowale looks off at the left side and finds Shepard for the easy 2, and Notre Dame a 1-point lead.
And Clemson will make you pay off turnovers, but Notre Dame, they're so smart when they get a turnover and get out and run. And that was great basketball in transition by the Irish.
Westbrook's floater from 12 is no good. Jackie Young will come away with the rebound, and she'll push it up floor. Good bounce pass. 3-ball off of the wing is good. Mabry.
Give Marina Mabry an open look like that. She is one of the best shooters in the ACC at 44%. She can really light it up. She can't get that open of a look in transition if Clemson wants to keep her in check.
An early 4-point advantage here for the Fighting Irish. Westbrook feeds it into the corner. Edwards going to drive. Dump it to Thornton. The jumper from the left high post a little long. Edwards, though, the offensive board.
Notre Dame is a great rebounding team. They have good size inside with Turner and Shepard. Clemson has to find a way to create second chance opportunities. And that time it was the smallest player on the floor, Danielle Edwards, grabbing the offensive board.
Edwards throws up an air ball, and again here comes Notre Dame pushing it. They try to get it to Young, and the bounce pass goes off of her fingertips and out of bounds.
I'm not sure if Ogunbowale wanted to bounce that pass, and Jackie Young just couldn't get to it, but there's Ogunbowale. She is one of the best players in the country, if not the best player in the country, and she can do it all. She can score it, of course, but such great vision on that pass.
Sub in is Hosendove will check in for Clemson. Thomas will give it to Hosendove. She'll look outside Westbrook. Going to try to drive, penetrate the floater off the glass. No. Bennett goes for the board but can't control. And here's Mabry with it. Turner. Down low, they'll get it inside to Shepard, and Shepard will draw the foul and go to the line to shoot two.
There's a reason why they call Arike Agumbawale the female Mamba. She's met with Kobe. Kobe's a big fan of her game. She just can do it all, and she hasn't scored it yet for Notre Dame, and we know she averages over 20 points per game, but she's really showing off her court vision so far.
So Clemson scored the first two in this game, but Notre Dame has now run off 7 straight. They lead it by 5 here in this first quarter. Shepard trying to push it to a 6-point lead, and does. So 8-2. Edwards trying to throw it over to Hosendove and throws it out of bounds. Picked up her dribble right before she got to the midcourt strike. That was a no-no.
That's right, and Notre Dame applying some pressure, much like Clemson does, and you'll see the Tigers applying pressure now, but that three-quarter court press meant to slow Clemson down. That time, just a bad decision from Danielle Edwards and an unforced turnover, really, for the Tigers.
Mabry left side all the way to the hole. Her left-handed shot, no, but the rebound and the stick back by Turner draws another foul. He should go to the line to shoot two. Hosendove, the guilty party.
Brianna Turner is so good on the offensive glass, and no one boxes her out. Hosendove tried to go up and grab the ball with Turner. If you're going to get into a rebounding battle without boxing out Turner, you're probably going to lose. She's such a good athlete. You've got to put a body on her and get her out of the paint.
Turner will step up there and hit the free throw. Turner gone to the line 88 times coming into action here tonight. Had made 57 of those 88 free throws and misses one here. And Aaliyah Collier into the ball game, comes away with a rebound. Long lead pass to Thornton, who catches it, and a foul will be called on Turner.
What a catch by Kobe Thornton. This battle between Thornton and Brianna Turner is going to be so much fun to watch. They're similar athletes. They have similar styles. And that time, you just threw the ball up and said, Kobe Thornton, go get it, and drew that foul. And that's going to be so important for Clemson in this game, as I think Kobe Thornton might have drawn some blood there on her nose.
And at least she took one to the nose, a little blood dripping. So they'll go see if they can take care of that quickly.
She's asking for it. She just wants something to put in her nose, make it stop, and she wants to go back and play. That's what I see her doing here. She doesn't want to have to leave, but I think they might.
I think
they might let her do it. Yeah, just stop up the nose and put her back in.
We've all done this. A little Kleenex or cotton to the nose and you're ready to go.
But that is going to be a key for Clemson tonight, because Notre Dame, 93% of their points, as I said earlier, come from their starters. If you can get Brianna Turner or Shepard or one of these main starters in foul trouble, that would really bode well for Clemson. Obviously, Notre Dame is very smart in terms of how they play defensively, but that's one foul on Turner, and that's something to monitor.
Wouldn't say it's stylish, but it's effective. They look to inbound and finally get it into Edwards. Against the zone pressure here from Notre Dame. Here's Bennett with it to Collier. Collier from the right high post dumps it down low to Bennett. Ball fake, had it blocked by Turner. Back outside to Westbrook, 17 on the shot clock. Edwards, ball fake, and we're going to get a 3-second lane violation that will go against Clemson.
Good ball movement there by the Tigers, but the posts have to know you got to step out of the lane. You can go back in, but you got to step out. That was a good possession, but another unforced turnover.
And Mabry guilty of a charge. Edwards able to anticipate where she was going and take the charge.
And look at this little smile from Danielle Edwards. She knows that she's done a great thing by drawing that foul. You can see a little smirk from her as she draws that foul now. Mabry just trying to make a basketball play, but Edwards is so good at drawing charges 94 feet from the basket.
Camry Clegg in the ball game for Clemson with the inbounds, and we'll get it right back. Now dump it low to Bennett. And looking for Collier and throws it away. She thought Collier was going to zig, and Collier zagged along the baseline.
And Clemson just not really in sync so far. Part of it is they haven't been able to get out in transition, which we know is their bread and butter. But also credit Notre Dame. They're a really good defensive team, and they have a lot of size on the perimeter.
Mabry, the catch and fire off the left wing, no good. But the rebound, the three ball, no good. Off the right wing. Another offensive board, though, for Notre Dame, and the stick back inside by Shepard.
Notre Dame now with 4 offensive rebounds. 3 of those have come from Brianna Turner.
Westbrook out front. An 11-0 Notre Dame run. That's nothing new for them. That's their 26th run of 10 points or more this season. Collier inside, loses it. And here come the Fighting Irish as Young attacks the basket. Goes left side, and there'll be a blocking foul that will go inside against Thornton. So she'll pick up her second. That's a big second foul against Kobe Thornton.
Notre Dame is so smart offensively, but specifically they're so smart in transition. They just don't make mistakes. That's what everyone says about Notre Dame. So when you make mistakes, they're going to make you pay. And Clemson right now with 5 turnovers. That's been the story so far. The Tigers have given up the basketball, and they haven't made Notre Dame uncomfortable. And Notre Dame's been taking that basketball, getting out in transition, and they are really in command so far.
Young's first free throw is good. China Cotton will check in to the Clemson lineup. Tyler Bennett coming out. Young at almost 77% from the free throw line. Second free throw is good. A 13-0 run here by Notre Dame.
And 6 of Notre Dame's 13 points have come from the free throw line. Tigers have to cut down on those fouls.
Collier out front to Cotton, and the work of Edwards around the zone pressure here for the Fighting Irish. Edwards wanted Thornton, but comes to Collier between the circles. Trying to get it inside. Ball is knocked away. Shot inside, no good by Cotton. Rebounded by Notre Dame. And here come the Irish. And Bawale feeds it out to Mabry, the 3. Good. And a timeout going to be called here by Clemson. They scored the first 2 in this game, and Notre Dame is along with you. Clemson opened up with the first basket of this game, but Notre Dame has run off 16 straight points since then and leads it by 14.
Don, you mentioned Notre Dame, the defending national champions. They're playing like the defending national champions. And Marina Mabry, 44% from 3. She's gotten really good looks in transition, and credit Notre Dame for finding her. That's where a shooter wants the ball. An open look in transition. She's looking for that basketball, and she's knocked them down. And Notre Dame with 2 threes so far. They've made 6 free throws. The big issue for the Tigers, 5 turnovers and just 1 made basket. They have to take better care of the basketball.
Westbrook into the forecourt. Notre Dame going to stay in that zone pressure. Try to get it inside to Cotton, and threw that one away as Turner picks it off. Young will attack into the paint. No good. Fight for the rebound. Young comes away with it and puts it back up and in, and that's 18 straight for Notre Dame.
And 5 offensive boards. Notre Dame is missing their first shot more often than not, but Clemson unable to grab that first defensive rebound.
Collier tries to penetrate the zone, but gets stopped. Edwards will come out front with 12 on the shot clock. She'll go left side. The runner high off the glass and good. That ends that 18-0 run by Notre Dame.
High level of difficulty for that runner from Daniel Edwards with the left hand. Just kissed it off the glass. And Clemson finally able to play some defense off a make.
Mabry, is it a Young? Clemson will filter back into the zone pressure. They'll pack it back in. Wale. Get it right back. She'll take that outside 3. No good. Rebound. Thornton had it, but slips out of her hands. On the floor goes Collier, and trying to save it to a teammate, throws it out of bounds.
That is tough for Clemson because they got that first defensive rebound. And again, Notre Dame missed their first shot, as I said earlier. Clemson struggling to grab that defensive board. I think they're a little hyped up right now, Don. It feels like Clemson has yet to settle into this game. Notre Dame looks a lot more comfortable.
Westbrook trying to go for the steal. Mabry will last touch it, though, and it will go out of bounds, and a turnover for Notre Dame.
Simone Westbrook doing what she does, being disruptive on the wing, forcing turnovers. A dead ball turnover, not as productive for Clemson as a live ball turnover, but they'll take it.
Third turnover of the game for Notre Dame. Westbrook comes into the forecourt. Cotton will feed it to Collier. Collier will attack, try to float it off to Thornton. Thornton inside, able to stick it up and in for 2.
You've got to find a way to get the ball to Kobe Thornton. Kobe Thornton did not get that many touches against NC State, struggled a bit because they packed it in on her. But a good job by Collier to look for her teammate and find her.
Turner outside of Mabry, doesn't take her long to fire the 3, and there's why.
And you see the emotion from Mabry. I know that Notre Dame, coming off that North Carolina loss, this is a team that never loses. They're fired up. And a great pass inside again to Kobe Thornton. Thornton
on that low left block. She's a leading scorer for Clemson, has 4. And here's a steal by Westbrook. Westbrook will attack at Mabry and lay it up and in.
That's Clemson's MO. That's their bread and butter. Get steals, turn them into layups. A great job by Simone Westbrook.
Cuts the lead down to 11 for Notre Dame at 21-10. And another deflection by Westbrook. 2-on-2 the opposite way. Westbrook left side, lays it up and in. And a timeout call by Notre Dame. Clemson coming back with a little mini run of their own to cut it to 9.
Clemson getting this crowd back into it, getting turnovers, forcing Notre Dame mistakes, and really just making Notre Dame uncomfortable. I mentioned how comfortable Notre Dame looks. Not anymore. Simone Westbrook all over those guards. Any kind of lazy pass, if it's just a little bit of a lazy pass, if it's not a precision pass up top, Westbrook is going to get her hands on it. And now she's established this precedent. I think mentally she's in Notre Dame's head a little bit that they have to be very careful with the basketball. And this run was started, Don, when Clemson got a make. It is so much easier to play Clemson's defense the way they want to play in that three-quarter court, half-court trap on a make. You have to score to give your defense the best chance to be successful.
Well, I think you see Clemson started just 1 of 7 from the field, but they've hit their last 5 now. And 3 turnovers here by the Fighting Irish within the last 60 seconds.
And here's some full court pressure from the Tigers.
Denise Purvis into the ball game. Ogunbowale going to attack left side and lay it up and in.
She is so smooth.
And a steal by Young. And she'll take the short jumper and hit. And a quick 4 points by the Fighting Irish pushes that lead back out to 25-12.
And just when Clemson thought they had grabbed some momentum, Notre Dame does something like that.
Collier, who's been so big off the bench, and that'll be an offensive foul. Use that off arm to separate. And that'll be her first personal foul and the team's 5th against Clemson.
Here's that quick 4-0 run. You can't make those kind of mistakes against Notre Dame. And Jackie Young, who didn't play against North Carolina because of the ankle injury, she looks pretty healthy so far. She's 2 of 3 from the field, has 6 points, 3 boards, 2 assists in 7 minutes. So you can see why they missed her against North Carolina.
First look at Danielle Peterson in the ball game, and she throws it away. Collier with Edwards, feeds it Edwards, right back to Collier, who lays it up and in.
Unselfish play from the Tigers. A great extra pass by Edwards to give the ball to Collier on her strong side, on the left side.
And here's a offensive foul against Notre Dame as Shepard runs over Edwards.
And there's a smile again from Danielle Edwards. She knows what she's doing. She's so crafty in that backcourt drawing fouls. And like we said, you have to monitor the foul issues for Notre Dame. Right now, no player with 2 yet, but they rarely want to play more than 6 or 7 players. And that's an offensive foul on Shepard, and she's not happy about it.
Destiny Thomas will check back in as Purvis will go out here for Clemson. And Edwards will inbound it off the left baseline. Does so out front. Bennett back in the ball game. Edwards for 3 out of the left corner, no. Ogunbowale the rebound and pushes it hard. Down the lane she goes, blocked by Thornton, but a foul inside will be called on a block by Destiny Thomas. She was in there trying to take the charge.
She was, and that foul was not on Collier. Collier got all ball with the block, and Destiny Thomas, she was inside that restricted area. Her feet were moving. That wasn't going to be a charge. She's trying to do something. I don't think she saw Aaliyah Collier coming out of nowhere for that block.
So Ogunbowale at the line to shoot a couple, hits the first. Leading scorer better than 21 a game coming in and shoots better than 77% from the line, hits them both.
Coming into this game, she was just 131 points away from becoming Notre Dame's all-time leading scorer. I have a hunch that she'll get to that in her senior season.
Edwards the stopping pop from 15.
Danielle Edwards knows if she takes it too far in, she's going to go amongst the trees. She's going to give up a lot of inches. That was a great decision by her to pull up and take the jumper.
Ogunbowale off the left side for 3 and nothing but net.
Arike Ogunbowale is ruthless. That's the word, Don. She's so skilled, and she just makes shots at the right time when Notre Dame needs it. That was a big 3.
Ogunbowale now has 7 points in the game. Thornton, jumper no good. Mabry the rebound. Boy, Notre Dame just going to attack the entire time until they're stopped. Shot inside, no good, and Thornton the rebound.
They get out in their break so quickly. They rarely have to run a set, even off just a miss. They get the ball out, they outlet it, and they go.
Thornton, the 16-footer.
Kobe loves that shot. She loves anything near that elbow extended. That was a big bucket to cut it to 12.
6 for Thornton, 30-28. Ball inside, knocked away on the floor as Thomas comes up with it. Thornton into the forecourt. Ogunbowale with the steal from behind.
Ogunbowale's speed is a really underrated part of her game. She's known as a scorer. She's known as someone who can get her own shot. But when you see her play in person, her speed and her quickness really blow you away.
About a 5-second differential between shot clock and game clock here as we end this first quarter. Young out front. 6 on the shot clock. Mabry the 3, no good. Battle for the offensive board. Shepard the stick back. Edwards with 2, with 1. It's good if it goes, and it's just off to the left. And Notre Dame will lead it by 14 here after 1 quarter of play in Clemson. Notre Dame by 14 at 32-18. And this is life in the ACC.
This is. It's the best conference in the country for women's basketball. Clemson beat Florida State. They played Syracuse close. They already played at NC State, lost that game by 3. They've got Notre Dame today. You've got Louisville in less than 48 hours on Saturday at 2 o'clock. It's a gauntlet. Wherever you play in the ACC, you're going to play some really tough competition. And you check out the RPI here as well. Tigers cracked that top 40. They're 39 now in the RPI. Look at all of those teams in the top 40 in the RPI in this league.
And we'll talk a little bit about this 3-game stretch that Clemson's been on a little bit later on in the broadcast. Edwards out front. Work it around. A corner 3 is good by Thomas.
Destiny Thomas had a hand in her face. She shoots just 17% from 3, but she has not made a bigger 3 in her career than that one right there.
Ogunbowale into the forecourt. Clemson going to get out of that zone, go a little man-to-man. Young between the circles. Mabry. In the paint, they get it to Young. The shot and the foul, and they're going to get Thomas on the foul.
Destiny Thomas, it almost looked like she was just trying to make up some ground and put her body into Young, and she drew that foul, and that's the play. Ogunbowale right in Destiny Thomas's face, but she knocks it down, and it looked like Thomas was trying to box her out. But you got to let the player come down. You know that if a player shoots the ball, you have to let her come down and hit the floor before you box out. So that was a good call by the official.
Free throw no good. Westbrook comes away with a rebound. Hosendove from 17. Air ball thrown up. Out of bounds it goes. Clemson thinking maybe that ball was touched.
Westbrook trying to tell the official that ball was tipped. I think Hosendove thought it was tipped as well, but it's a dead ball, and Clemson's able to set up their pressure.
Ogunbowale draws a double team, but able to find Mabry. Peterson lobs it inside. Turner, no, but yes on the second try.
Brianna Turner already now with 5 rebounds. I'm pretty sure every single one of those has been an offensive board. She has 4 offensive rebounds. That's tremendous already in this first half.
And second chance points big for Notre Dame as Hosendove hits from 12.
The short corner is going to be open for Clemson because those guards for Notre Dame are so extended with that pressure. Clemson has to try to take advantage of that short corner.
Mabry guarded closely by Edwards. Ogunbowale lobs it inside Turner, and she is fouled. I believe Hosendove got her inside with the body.
You've seen Notre Dame do this a couple times so far tonight. Just lob the ball up to Brianna Turner. And the reason why they're doing this is because Kobe Thornton was on the bench. They know Thornton can compete inside if they throw that lob. And now that Thornton's back in, I'd be surprised if they try to throw that lob with Thornton in on Turner.
Look at Kobe Thornton there quickly. Hosendove her second, the team's second. In the paint, forcing it up is Young and drawing another foul. And that one will go against Bennett. Her first, team's third.
Tigers have been called for 9 fouls so far in this first half, and I think they really got the reach on Westbrook. It might have been a little bit of a late call because I don't really see the foul there on Bennett or Thornton, but Westbrook reaching in, I can see that foul call.
Shooting foul, so Young will shoot a pair, and the first one no good.
And Clemson now, Thomas and Thornton both with 2 fouls, and Taylor Hosendove with 3. So Clemson, some early foul trouble.
Second free throw no good, but the long rebound to Turner. Young forces it up, draws another foul.
Brianna Turner just finds offensive rebounds. She has such a gift in that regard. And I know the crowd here a little bit mad about that foul call, but the bottom line, if you're Clemson, you got to grab that offensive board. Right now, Notre Dame is dominating the glass, and specifically the offensive glass. And as I've said with Notre Dame, they're so efficient. If you give them second chances, they're going to make you pay. They might miss their first shot, but they're probably not going to miss their second.
You know, you always talk about teams want to shoot more free throws than opponents attempt. Well, Notre Dame has done that really throughout the year. Coming into this game, they had gone to the line 426 times, making 287. Opponents have only made 220 all season long against Notre Dame.
And Clemson's gone to the line over 400 times as well this season. That's something that they need to do as part of their game plan, is get to the line. They've yet to shoot free throws in this game. Notre Dame shot 15 free throws already.
Notre Dame by 15. There's over 8 to go, second quarter. Thomas outside Collier, the three. That's really not her game, but here's an offensive board by Thornton. She can't find the hoop. Ogunbowale will push it into the forecourt. Not going to be stopped. There's the block mama going after it. Man, she can make plays.
She's an incredible scorer. She really is. And she grabs that defensive rebound. She's big enough to rebound at the guard spot and just gets out and goes.
Westbrook penetrates the paint, puts up a shot. No, Bennett, the offensive board. And we're going to get a foul inside, I believe, called here against Notre Dame. And that will go against Jackie Young.
And watch Ogunbowale. She grabbed that rebound. She was off to the races. And she can pull up at any moment. She has such a quick trigger. She's just really fun to watch. Some of these fans here have never seen Ogunbowale play basketball in person, and they're in for a treat because she can really score the ball.
See Clegg checking in for Clemson as Thomas went out. Westbrook against the zone. Clemson will work it around the perimeter. Collier left open for three, and she drills it. Again, that's not her game, but she drilled the three there.
Wide open Aaliyah Collier. She said, hey, I'll take it. And she's shooting nearly 40% from three in ACC play. Since she returned from that injury, she has shot the ball a lot better from beyond the arc.
It's only her 8th three-pointer the entire season. Ogunbowale will penetrate, fire. No good. Another offensive board, though. Young trying to put it up inside, and the ball is knocked out of bounds. And right now, Notre Dame is just cleaning up on the offensive glass.
Clemson has 10 rebounds overall in the game. Notre Dame has 9 offensive rebounds. This was a great pass fake by Aaliyah Collier to make that defense shift just enough to get the open look.
Inbounds pass. Young, no. Shepard, the stick back, no. Mabry off the deflection, fires the three, no. And here comes Westbrook. Collier. Bennett. Thomas will hand it off to Collier. Collier into the paint, puts up the floater. Yes.
A long 2 steps there from Aaliyah Collier and the left-handed finish. Clemson has cut this game to 12 before. They have not cut it to less than 12 after Notre Dame went on that initial run early in the first quarter.
Mabry finds Young in the paint. Nice feed inside to Turner.
Such good ball movement. They're so unselfish because these starters play so much. They know they're going to get their opportunities. They all average double figures, and they're very unselfish. This group of 5 out here for Notre Dame.
Here's Collier. Jumper no good. Shepard able to tip it back to Mabry. She has her head up, finds Turner running the floor. The long pass, though, deflected away, and here comes Collier with it.
I think that ball hit Tyler Bennett in the head. Whatever works.
Collier puts up the shovel shot, no good. Thomas able to tip it. Collier tipped it back, but was stepping on the end line.
And that's the kind of play where Aaliyah Collier, she has to use that right hand. She's such a left-handed dominant player, and she's so good with her left. But if she used her right on that play, I think she would have a better chance of making the basket.
See Thornton going out. Also, Westbrook will check out. Edwards back in for Clemson.
Edwards all over Mabry.
And also China Cotton into the Clemson lineup. Ogunbowale will feed it to Young and get it right back. Clemson going to go man-to-man here. Ogunbowale, little head fake, steps in from 15, no. Battle for the boards, and away with it comes Clemson.
China Cotton grabbed that rebound with 3 Notre Dame players around her. I don't know how she did that.
Bennett off the tough feed. Gives it to Thomas. She loses the handle on it, but there is Cotton, and Cotton stepping on the end line.
A little bit of a sloppy play there from the Tigers. They got the stop. China Cotton with the big offensive rebound, but a little too frantic on the offensive end.
11 turnovers now for Clemson, and East Purvis will check into the lineup as you see Destiny Thomas headed to the bench.
Clemson has forced 9 Notre Dame turnovers, and the Irish only average 15 turnovers a game. That's a good sign, but like you said, Don, Clemson with 11 turnovers of their own.
Mabry leads the charge, fakes the pass, goes left side, no, the ball is loose underneath, and it'll belong to Clemson.
This game has been so up and down. We've already had so many possessions. Each team's taken over 27 shots. We've only played 15 minutes of basketball. This game has been so up and down, so high scoring so far.
Edwards from 12, no good. Rebounded out of there by Notre Dame. Ogunbowale feeds it off to Young and the easy 2 left side. Young now with a dozen here in this first half. Purvis in the corner to Collier. Collier give it right back over to Purvis. Here comes a double team. Collier sets and fires a 3 and hits again.
Another one for Aaliyah Collier, and ever since that injury, she hurt her shooting hand, so I don't know how that explains this. But she has shot the ball so well from 3 since she returned from that wrist injury.
10 first half points off the bench. Here's a knockaway by Collier, and it comes into the hands of Purvis. She'll push it, go against Mabry, and hit the left side shot.
That might have been a travel, but no call from the official, and Kenise Purvis somehow gets that ball to go.
So here's Clemson again, down 11 with 4 minutes to go first half. Don't leave her open. She misses the shot. Turner can't come away with the offensive board. Edwards comes the other way. She'll draw a double team, step through it, give it to Bennett. We'll swing it to Collier, left corner. Collier was falling out of bounds and tried to throw it off of the foot of Shepard. And here's a turnover by Notre Dame coming the opposite way.
Inside the play on 2 of Notre Dame's 44 first half points so far. Marina Mabry, one of the best shooters in the country. She draws the double team there. You've got 2 Tigers already completely out of the play. Destiny Thomas is eyeing Ogunbowale, who's 35 feet from the basket. She's out of the play. We've got a 3-on-2 situation here for Notre Dame. Easy dump down to Brianna Turner. A great decision by Jackie Young. And that's Notre Dame creating 3-on-2, creating advantageous situations for themselves. That's what they do, and a great decision by Jackie Young.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why they call her the consort of the telestrator. Clemson basketball with 3:36 left here first half.
Notre Dame moves the ball so well, I'm going to need the telestrator probably throughout this broadcast.
Clegg to Purvis. Westbrook back over to Clegg. Back outside to Westbrook. Active zone pressure here by Notre Dame. Bennett in the paint. Purvis on the cut, puts up the shot, no. Inside, Thornton can't come away, but Purvis was stepping out of bounds when she tried to knock that out of bounds off of Jordan Nixon. Our first look at Nixon, the young freshman from New York City in the ball game for Notre Dame.
Speaking of ball movement, that was great ball movement by Clemson, made possible by that no-look pass by the freshman Cam Clegg, but the Tigers just couldn't finish inside.
Nixon out front, working against Purvis. Ogunbowale. Shepard, nice pass inside to Turner, couldn't hit it. And the ball will be tipped out of bounds by Clemson. So again, it's like another offensive board because it's another offensive possession, although the shot clock stays at 14. They don't reset the shot clock.
Because Clemson brings their pressure so far out in that zone, that high post has been open for Notre Dame, and they have such good and willing passers at the post. They've been able to exploit that.
Shepard's shot was blocked by Bennett on the floor, scrambled for it, and I believe we're going to get a foul called here against Turner, and we will. Turner's second.
And that's big. We'll see what Coach McGraw, she does bring her to the bench. And Brianna Turner with 2 fouls, you don't want to get a third on her. That's big for Clemson. Let's see if they can take advantage with Turner not in the game.
Patterson will come in the ball game for Notre Dame. Purvis will give it off to Westbrook. And again, that zone pretty big out front and up top.
They have long guards. It makes it much more difficult to penetrate.
Here's how you penetrate. Thornton.
Just like I said with Notre Dame, if they get the ball to the high post, good things happen. Same thing for Clemson against that zone. Kobe Thornton 2 dribbles and a bucket.
Clemson's cut it in single digits, down 9 with 2:20 to go. Ogunbowale trying to answer, shot no good, and Purvis wants to push it. She'll slow down as she realizes she doesn't have any numbers with her. Here's Thornton. Westbrook. Back inside to Thornton, the easy 2.
And Clemson now within 7 has cut this thing to single digits. Notre Dame on that big run in the first quarter. Clemson currently on a 9-0 run for themselves.
And that's the longest run this season against Notre Dame. Fall-away jumper by Patterson, no good. The ball tipped out of bounds, and it will belong to Clemson with 1:47 left here in this first half and down 7, 44-37.
One of the more unbelievable Notre Dame stats so far this season is they've yet to allow a 10-0 run. They've yet to allow a single 10-0 run. And here is that 9th point of this 9-0 run. If Clemson can get a stop and get a bucket, they could put the first 10-0 run on Notre Dame, but of course, Jackie Young puts that to bed.
The broadcaster's jinx works again.
That's absolutely incredible that they have not allowed a 10-0 run all season.
1:35 to go. Westbrook picks up the dribble. Out front, finds Thomas. Back over to Westbrook. Bennett turns, trying to look, ball knocked away, but picked up by Thornton in the right corner. Collier with 9 on the shot clock, trying to split defenders, lost the handle on it, picks it up, fires from 12, it rolls off, no good. Thornton can't come away with the offensive glass. And here is Shepard. Ogunbowale attacks and draws the foul.
That's a hard foul by Aaliyah Collier, but I think that was purely a basketball play. No intent there. And that's a good foul by Collier. I know that's her second. She picks up her second right before the half, but you can't let Ogunbowale, who was feeling good, feeling comfortable throughout this game, get an easy look there from 2, foul her hard, make her earn it from the free throw line.
15 fouls, so Notre Dame will shoot 2 the rest of this half, but Ogunbowale was going to be shooting 2 anyhow. First free throw good. She has 10 first half points now.
She is just 3 of 10 from the field. Clemson's done a good job for the most part. Now, she does have 10 points. She has been effective, but she hasn't been as efficient as we normally see Arike Ogunbowale be, so that's good news for Clemson's defense. Second
free throw is good. Notre Dame back up by 11, 48-37. Thornton looks left side and finds Collier. She'll work off the screen of Thornton and give it to Thomas. Inside looking for Thornton. Nice read inside and a steal by Shepard. She'll push it up floor. Looks right side. Patterson draws a foul.
And that's 2 fouls on Tyler Bennett. She broke the plane. That's a good hard foul. But the reason that Clemson's had to foul in these last 2 possessions is because of turnovers. Live ball turnovers. Notre Dame gets out. They're going to run. They're going to find a good shot. And Clemson's really had no choice but to foul. And now Thomas, Collier, Thornton, and Bennett all with 2 fouls. Hosendove with 3. So Clemson in some significant foul trouble after this first half.
Here's your first bench point by Notre Dame here in the contest, as Patterson looks for Notre Dame's 50th point here in this first half. And comes up empty. Long rebound and a foul called out front against Jackie Young as she and Collier collided. Young's second and the team's third.
Looks like Young will sit for the rest of this half as she has 2 fouls, and so does Brianna Turner. Here's another look at that foul. I think she got her either in the nose or the eye. Clemson, amazingly enough, Don, Notre Dame shot 19 free throws. Clemson has yet to shoot a free throw so far in this first half.
Clegg the catch and fire 3. It's an air ball, and Ogunbowale cannot handle it. Out of bounds off of her. And Clemson basketball with 19 on the shot clock, and here's Edwards back in the ball game with 36 seconds left. Clegg will check out. See him, Amanda Butler in the picture. And batted out front. Edwards will control between the circles. 14 on the shot clock. And clear out and let her go against Mabry, it looks like. To work off the screen of Westbrook. Crosses over the dribble, into the paint. No good. Ogunbowale with the steal, or with the rebound.
Great job by Edwards to
yep.
stop the ball. Because Agumbawale, she has one thing in her mind. She's going to go score. Edwards, stop that basketball and make her earn it.
She crosses over, feeds it to Patterson inside, and Patterson walks with it with 5.9 seconds left here in this first half.
Let's be clear, that crossover was nasty.
Yes, it was.
What Agumbawale just did, but her teammate traveled with the basketball.
Inbounded to Thornton. Thornton got to push and give it to Edwards with 2. Edwards trying to get a shot off. It's good if it goes, and it's off the rim, no good. And so Notre Dame will carry a 12-point lead here at halftime to the locker room, up 49-37.
Clemson can get a foul on Brianna Turner early. 3 fouls on her. She has to sit for a while. That could be a turning point in this game. But the Tigers have to find a way to get to the free throw line. As you said earlier, Don, they did not shoot a single free throw in that first half.
Notre Dame basketball to start this second half. Student section here, ready to see things off to a second half start. Mabry, Young, Agumbawale. Clemson open up a little man-to-man. We saw them play kind of just a little bit of man-to-man in the first half, but primarily zone. Turner inside and the easy 2.
Jessica Shepard has been quiet so far in this one. She averages 15 points per game and 9.7 boards. She's one of their better players, but she's on a Notre Dame team that's so stacked. She has 10 points, but a quiet 10 so far.
Outside 3, no good there by Thomas. Rebounded. Agumbawale sees Mabry running the floor, and the left-handed layup is good.
Quick run to start the half for Notre Dame, and sometimes with Notre Dame, they don't even need to force a turnover. If they just get a long rebound, they can get out in transition, they can score easily.
Mabry becomes the 4th player in double figures for Notre Dame. She now has 11. Bennett trying a little jump hook in the paint. Ball knocked out of bounds, and who will that belong to? It'll be last touched by Notre Dame.
And Notre Dame, as I said, they're so good in transition. Arike Agumbawale, that was her 4th assist. And Mabry now in double figures. Mabry, Agumbawale, Shepard, and Young, all with at least 10 points so far for Notre Dame.
Westbrook only had 4 in the first half, and here she turns it over, trying to entry pass it there to Bennett. Agumbawale, Mabry, the catch and fire 3, and nothing but net. And a quick timeout will be called by Amanda Butler. So Notre Dame comes out, and they are on fire here to start this second half. Kind of like they started the first half when they went on that 16-0 run.
Quick 7-0 run for the Fighting Irish. This is why they're defending champs. The 5th 3 of the game.
Notre Dame with their biggest lead of the ball game, 19 points, 56-37.
And Marina Mabry is a big reason why. She's hit 4 threes so far in this one. 14 points. She had 20 points in that loss at North Carolina on Sunday. She's hit 3 or more threes now in 5 of her last 6 games, including tonight. She's really heated up from 3 as of late.
Notre Dame ended the first half on a 5-0 run, a 7-0 run here to start the second half, so 12 straight points. Remember, they had a 16-0 run in the first quarter. Bennett steps in. She'll take the 13-footer. Short. Battle for the rebound. Collier comes away with it. So an extra possession here for Clemson.
And that's big for 2 reasons. A, of course, it gives Clemson another chance to score, but it takes a possession away from Notre Dame. With how good Notre Dame is offensively, Clemson needs to take care of the ball, and there's Arike Agumbawale in the passing lane.
And she'll take it right into the chest of Edwards and pick up the foul. Danielle Edwards, second. The first team foul here in the quarter.
Agumbawale with her 2nd steal so far today, just getting in the passing lane, somehow tiptoeing that inline, finding a way to stay in bounds, and then drawing a foul. Edwards a little confused about the contact, but Agumbawale so good at drawing fouls.
Agumbawale misses a free throw. Notre Dame 13 of 20 from the stripe so far here tonight.
And Clemson still has not shot a free throw. That's unbelievable.
Second one is good. Agumbawale now with a dozen. Simone Westbrook brings it in the forecourt. Looked like she was going to draw a double team. Gets it off to Thornton. Thornton will take the 16-footer and hit.
She loves that shot. She loves to dribble with her left, pull up with her right. Anything around the elbow area, generally money for Kobe Thornton.
Young, Mabry looking for her 5th three and finding it.
I don't know what you're supposed to do on Marina Mabry when she's feeling like this and when she's shooting from that far out. She looks focused. She looks like she's on a mission. 5 threes for her, and I have a hunch that she's not done.
Bennett in the low left block, blocked by Turner. And out of bounds it will go. They will stay with Clemson.
Kobe Thornton, look at this. Dribble with the left and pull up with the right. That's what I love to do, Don. Most shooters, you want to dribble with your left and bring it into your shooting pocket with your right hand. That was a pretty stroke from Kobe.
Hosendove will feed it off to Collier. Collier with 2 threes tonight, make it her 3rd three.
Aaliyah Collier doing her best Marina Mabry impersonation.
Westbrook with a steal, but was going on a bounce, flipped it behind her back. Nobody there, and Jackie Young will feed Mabry. She was thinking about 3, but goes inside to Shepard instead for the easy 2.
Shepard gets such good position at all times. She's ready. She does her work early, and all she needs is that quick pass from her guard, and she already has such good position.
Another turnover as Notre Dame will turn it the other way, and Mabry will find the easy 2 points, and all of a sudden Notre Dame up 22.
And Notre Dame now with 18 points off of turnovers, now 20, excuse me. They grab that turnover and they get out and run.
Mabry now leading all scorers with 19. Collier into the paint, floats one up and hits.
Gets that one to go with the roll. Leah Collier now leads all Clemson scorers. 15 points for her.
Young, Ogunbowale for 3, short, rebounded though inside by Turner, right back to Ogunbowale who hits.
No box out on Brianna Turner. That was probably the easiest offensive rebound of the night for Brianna Turner, and Notre Dame continues to get second chance opportunities.
Again, Notre Dame by 22. Westbrook trying to feed it inside to Hosendove. Bad pass there, knocked away. Ogunbowale, can she keep it in bounds? Yes, she can. Saves it to Young. Lob to Turner. Couldn't hit. Westbrook the rebound. Hosendove. Bennett, top of the arc. Finds Collier. She'll come to the free throw line, and the jumper from there is short. Turner the rebound. Ogunbowale the outlet. Takes it at Collier and will draw the foul and go shoot 2.
Great job by Ogunbowale. She picked up her dribble right when she knew Collier was going to be in that restricted area. She just draws you low enough to where that was going to be a block on Collier. She's so smart in transition. And you have to credit both these teams, Don. Both these teams are in really good shape. This game has been so up and down, so back and forth. Each team has shot at least 44 shots so far. I feel like neither team has gotten a breather. And we mentioned about Notre Dame. They basically play 5 players. And these 5 players are going up and down for 37, 38 minutes a game.
And we saw a couple of subs, but just for short periods of time in that first half. Second free throw, no good. Clemson still has not attempted a free throw in this game, and here's another turnover. Although ball is deflected out, and Edwards comes away with it. Edwards, little drop step, but she traveled.
She loves that move where she jump stops, takes a step, and lays it up, and that would have worked, but she did not completely jump stop. She tried to get into that move too quickly. You have to jump stop and have 2 feet hit the ground at the same time. She didn't do that on that play.
Turner in the forecourt. Ogunbowale down low. Shepard, good position inside, and she just overpowered Collier. Notre Dame by 25, 69-44. Shepard with 14. And Notre Dame has come out here in this third quarter and has flexed their muscle. Collier in the double team to Westbrook. Westbrook travels. And the turnover bug beginning to hit Clemson now. That's 19 turnovers, 6. Awesome stuff right there.
That is a celebration dance.
Yep.
Amanda Butler wants to see maybe a little celebration dance from her Tigers after knocking down a 3. That would help Clemson get back in this one at this point.
Notre Dame has scored 20 points already here in the quarter.
20 points in 5 minutes. There are very few teams in the country that can do that, not named Notre Dame.
Shepard out front to Mabry. Here comes the double team. Reach in by Edwards, and a timeout called by Muffin McGraw on the sideline. She did not like that at all and was able to get the referee's ear and call timeout. So, all right, let's talk a little bit about the 3-game stretches that have both of these teams have faced. Look what Notre Dame has had to do. All of this on the road at Tennessee, name program. They go to North Carolina. North Carolina pulls the upset. Here they are in Clemson tonight. So not an easy stretch at all for the Fighting Irish.
No ranked teams on that 3-game stretch, but like you said, Tennessee, a very proud program on the road. North Carolina on the road. 3 road games in a row is really tough.
All right, now this is like an area code, 753. I don't know where that is, but that's what Clemson has had to go against.
Not just 3 ranked teams in 3 games, 3 top 10 teams in 3 games. And in this situation right now, Notre Dame tonight, Louisville on Saturday, 2 top 5 teams in the span of 3 days. That's incredible.
Yeah. All of those teams could be threats to make it to the women's Final Four.
No doubt.
And a shot clock violation here as Notre Dame doesn't get a shot off.
And Clemson has to take some momentum from that and some confidence from that. A great defensive possession for the Tigers, especially for a team like Notre Dame that's shot the ball so well today. It's a momentum situation there for Clemson. Let's see if they can capitalize on it.
Hosendove stops at the free throw line, and another turnover as Shepard comes away with it and is fouled by Hosendove. By the way, 753, it's in Kansas.
It's good to know. It would have been 7-1 something if Notre Dame had not lost to North Carolina, but Notre Dame still very well could be the best team in the country. That will be decided in March.
Mabry, Shepard, inside feed to Turner.
We've talked about this with Notre Dame. Their post-to-post passing is impressive. When they get the ball at the high post, it's almost a done deal because Shepard is going to make the right decision, and that time the right decision was to hit her fellow post in Brianna Turner.
That's 8 now for Turner. Collier out front. Tries to split the double team, drives it left side, and the shot is good.
That's an impressive play from Aaliyah Collier. A great double team split. A tough shot inside with the left hand. Collier, 17 points for Clemson. She has led them offensively.
17 and 5 boards. Here's Mabry for another 3 out of the left corner, no good. And Hosendove the rebound. Feeder to Collier. She'll chase it down the left corner. Have to save it back in bounds. Young comes up with Mabry. Ogunbowale, the easy 2. That is just great ball movement.
I wouldn't save that ball against Notre Dame. Just let it go out of bounds. Playing Notre Dame in a dead ball situation is so much more beneficial for you than a live ball situation. Just let it go out of bounds and make them go the length of the court. They're so good in transition.
24 points in the quarter here for Notre Dame as they've outscored Clemson 24-9 and another steal. And here they come looking for 25 and 26, and they'll get it. And a timeout will be called here by Clemson. And right now, Notre Dame is just in high gear right now. They're like a finely tuned European sports sedan, and they have just thrown it into another gear. So a 29-point lead here for Notre Dame. It's one of the few high points for Clemson.
Aaliyah Collier splitting that double team up top, and a good finish with the left hand. And Notre Dame, here's where I said I would not save that ball. You got to credit Aaliyah Collier's effort, and I see what she was trying to do. But let's create a dead ball situation, not a live ball situation for Notre Dame. And Notre Dame right now, Don, 40 points in the paint. A lot of those have come in transition, and a lot of those have come by Arike Ogunbowale, 2 of the ACC's, the only 2 players in the ACC right now with 2,000 career points, active players. Ogunbowale is in Little John tonight. Asia Durr will be here in a couple of hours on Saturday at 2 o'clock.
75-46. Notre Dame leading it, and Westbrook into the forecourt. The thing that you talk with Amanda Butler coming into this game is that, listen, she knew that what her team was going to face and did not want her team hanging their heads. And here they come out of the timeout and they get it to Thornton.
That's good execution out of a timeout. If you're Coach Butler, you love to see that. And Kobe Thornton, Clemson's finally headed to the free throw line, Don. We've waited now for nearly 3 quarters to see Clemson shoot a free throw. A good look inside for Thornton, a strong finish and the and-1 for the junior.
Foul was on Shepard. And Thornton cannot complete the old-fashioned three-point play. Notre Dame the rebound. Young into the forecourt. No signs of that ankle injury at all, and a nice feed to Turner for the easy two. Young's 5th assist of the game.
It's hard for me to believe that she was injured just a couple days ago and couldn't play against North Carolina, because she has been really impressive so far.
Westbrook out front over to Collier. Little ball fake. Collier lost it coming in and double dribbled.
10 turnovers for Clemson in this third quarter, and that's kind of been the story Notre Dame's been able to run at halftime, Don. The points off turnovers battle was relatively even. Notre Dame had 14 points off turnovers, Clemson 12. Right now, Notre Dame has 28 points off of turnovers. They've taken those turnovers and they've turned them into buckets in this third quarter.
So Turner going out as Michaela Vaughn, the 6'3" sophomore from Philadelphia, in the ball game. And here's Jordan Nixon. We saw her briefly in the first half. And Westbrook will knock the ball away from Nixon.
You can see Jackie Young, who didn't play against North Carolina. Nixon was handling most of the point guard duties for Notre Dame in that game. She's just a freshman. She's obviously very talented, but you can see how Westbrook was able to pressure her much easier than she was Jackie Young.
Nixon and Vaughn now, both of these young players, they would be playing a ton of minutes for other schools.
Oh, no doubt.
If it wasn't here at Notre Dame. Westbrook able to pick the pocket of Nixon. She looks up court, finds Thornton to the glass for two.
And Thornton protecting that ball with her body. Didn't use the left hand on the left side, but used her body to protect the ball from Notre Dame.
Thornton with 16 here tonight. But a 27-point lead for Notre Dame at 77-50.
And Thornton 8 of 11 from the field. She has been very efficient.
Thornton came in averaging 15.6. Here's Young. And we're going to get a foul. It'll be called out front against Destiny Thomas, and that'll be her third.
Destiny Thomas approached the official, was a little upset with the call, but then nodded at him, said, okay, thank you, Mr. Official. I appreciate the feedback. I liked how she handled that. But he said that she hand-checked too much, was going to call that hand check on her, and Thomas obviously frustrated with that call, just trying to be aggressive on defense.
The 4th team foul against Clemson. Young will inbound it in front of us. Minnesota. Ogunbowale crosses over, drives at Thornton, and finds two. That is just wicked.
It's impressive. Ogunbowale, she's so quick. As I said earlier, people underestimate how quick she is with that first step.
He's Purvis trying to get it inside, knocked away, picked up by Thomas. Thomas tries to drive it in the paint and draws the foul. We'll go to the line and shoot a pair here with 40.7 seconds left in the quarter, and Jordan Nixon will pick up her first.
And this is what Clemson needed to do more of in that first half. Attacking the basket, finding a way to draw the foul. Destiny Thomas heads to the free throw line. This is just Clemson's second free throw attempt of the game. We've talked about that. The Tigers need to be aggressive and find a way to the line.
Thomas free throw, no good.
It's one thing to get to the line, Don. It's the other thing to make them. And that's what Notre Dame's done. They've got to the line 23 times. They've made 15 of them. Clemson obviously hasn't been there a lot, but has yet to make a free throw.
Thomas just 10 of 14 from the line so far this season. Her 15th free throw is no good, so she misses a pair. And Notre Dame by 29 and with the basketball. Ogunbowale will drive it left side and pick up the foul. And that'll go against China Cotton. Her first.
Ogunbowale, she's so quick, as we've said, but she has this motor. She's played at the same speed, the same intensity the entire game. Notre Dame's up 29 points. That doesn't matter to her. She's still going as hard as she did on the first possession of the game. And that's why she's able to average nearly 22 points per game.
She gets her 22nd point of the game. 22 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists in 29 minutes of action.
Notre Dame as a team, they have 20 assists on 29 made baskets.
Give her 23 now on the night. Edwards into the forecourt with Notre Dame up 31. Clegg outside, Collier the three off the back of the rim, no. And rebounded inside by Vaughn, and the ball knocked out of bounds by Westbrook. And will stay with Notre Dame with 19.7 seconds left here in the quarter. Notre Dame, like they did in the first quarter, 32 points on the board here in the third. Notre Dame had a 32-18 lead after the first 10 minutes of play in this game. And they've outscored Clemson so far 32-13 here in the third. Ogunbowale will work against Kenise Purvis. Drives it right side. Wraparound pass inside for the two from Shepard.
What a pass. A little bit of a lower scoring affair, and Clemson controlling this game on both sides of the ball.
Destiny Thomas misses the shot, but able to keep it alive for an extra possession. Here's Collier left side, bouncing inside and hitting. Collier now with 19.
Another step through action there for Collier, and she has played really well tonight, Don, for Clemson. She's been efficient. She has 5 turnovers, but you take that with Collier because she does play at such a high speed. I've been impressed with how she's played offensively.
Ogunbowale picked up outside by Cotton. Lobs it to Turner on the low right block. Turner, the nice catch and basket.
One thing we haven't mentioned about Ogunbowale, she has yet to come out of this basketball game. She's played all 31 minutes so far, 7 assists, 5 boards, 23 points. And the way she's played, with how quickly she's played, how quickly she's pushed the ball, she's just in incredible shape to be able to do that.
Westbrook can't hit the three. That's only her 7th shot of this game. Here's Turner once again, low and inside. Couldn't get it, bothered defensively. Cotton leaves it to Collier, the long three, yes!
Nothing but net for Aaliyah Collier, her 4th three of the night, 4 of 6 from downtown. That was a beautiful stroke from the lefty.
She'd only made 7 threes all season long.
She's trying to match her season total here in this one game, Don.
85-55, make it 87-55 as Turner once again inside with her 14th point of the game, and a turnover as Thomas can't handle the pass coming up floor.
Look at this stroke from Aaliyah Collier. She's a little bit back from that 3-point line, but no hesitation for her and nothing but net. I assume the game plan going forward, Don, after this game is to get Aaliyah Collier more looks from 3, because she's 4 for 6 tonight. She shot the ball really well since her injury. You got to get her more looks from beyond the arc.
And Clemson could use that because they were shooting less than 30% outside the arc coming into this game. They have not been a good 3-point shooting team at all. And a foul inside.
And that's Taylor Hosendove's 5th foul. She's been physical tonight. She's done her best inside on some of those bigs, but couldn't get around in time to get her hand on the ball without committing the foul.
So she'll foul out at the 8:07 mark here in the 4th. 87-55. Take a look at Amanda Butler here with her team huddled up. So Hosendove's night is done, as you can see, fouling out with 2 points in only 8 minutes of play here. Nixon to inbound at Mayberry. The catch by her 3 and a little short. Rebound to Collier.
I think she was almost too wide open. Mabry wasn't used to having that much daylight.
Collier left side, the fadeaway is no good. Mabry with a rebound and wanting to push. And the ball knocked away by Westbrook, and they'll tie each other up. Let's see if we get a jump ball here or a foul. We're going to get a jump ball.
Westbrook has been all over Mabry this evening, really pressuring the ball when she has it. I know that that's frustrated Mabry a little bit, and you can see the little scuffle. Let's check out the replay. Westbrook, a great heads-up play to tie up that ball, and then just a little jarring back and forth between the two veterans.
Mabry on the left wing against this Clemson zone. Lobs it inside, and a good catch inside by Vaughn, and the easy 2, her first basket of the game. Looking a little bit at the future here for Notre Dame with Vaughn and Nixon on the floor.
Notre Dame now with just 3 bench points, but they don't need them when you have the points that their starters have produced. And here's the points in the paint for Notre Dame. The Irish average 50 points in the paint, so they're right on their average. A lot of those, though, are layups in transition.
Bennett trying to hit Thornton inside, throws it out of bounds. And we'll get our first look at Abby Prohaska, 5'10" freshman from Liberty Township, Ohio.
Prohaska actually started the UNC game for Notre Dame when Jackie Young was out. Only played 8 minutes, struggled a bit. She's just a freshman, so she's in there now, her first appearance in this game after starting the North Carolina game on Sunday.
She'll check in as Ogunbowale will check out. That's the first time that she's been on the bench other than between quarters or at halftime. This is Mabry out front. Crosses it over and picks up the foul on Collier. I believe that's her fourth.
Collier a little confused on that foul call, and I wasn't quite sure where the foul. It was a great cross by Mabry, and they caught Collier just holding her a little bit because, frankly, Mabry, with the great crossover, got past Collier, and Collier tried to make up for it with a hold.
And bounce pass will come to Vaughn into the hands of Nixon. Lobs it inside. Turner, shot blocked by Thornton, but a foul called inside. And I think they got 22, and they did. They get Kenise Purvis in the foul. And that's her first.
Notre Dame loves to lob that ball to Brianna Turner. They've tried a lob once with Thornton guarding Turner. That time Purvis was switched on Turner. The second they see a player under 6 foot switched on Brianna Turner, a light goes off for those guards and they say lob. It's just an automatic lob for Notre Dame to get the ball up to Turner because she's such a good athlete and can catch almost anything.
Turner's free throw off the back of the rim, no good, and Collier claims the rebound. 90-55. Notre Dame with the lead with 6:50 left. Kenise Purvis on the bounce. Gives it to Thornton. Collier trying to go inside, blocked, but gets it in the hands of Bennett, and Bennett finds the hoop. That's the first two of the night for Bennett.
By Collier to get her own rebound, and Tyler Bennett has struggled a bit tonight, has some turnovers, but she got a bucket there.
Another feed inside to Turner. Can't make the first, can't make the second, but tips in the third.
It's that kind of night for Notre Dame. Just tip the ball up and it goes in. Notre Dame now with 92 points. They're shooting 56% from the floor and 43% from three.
5 times this season Notre Dame has been over the century mark. They're well on their way to doing it for a 6th time here tonight in Clemson, South Carolina. The double team on Thornton. And the ball knocked out of bounds. Here comes Patterson back in.
There's those 2 points for Tyler Bennett. Aaliyah Collier recovering her own block, and Bennett, right place, right time. A good finish for her inside.
Bennett, at times, a 6'4" sophomore, has just been a demon on the boards for Clemson this season. Here's Clegg, the outside three off the back of the rim. No. Bennett tips the rebound into the hands of Cotton. So a fresh 30 here for Clemson as Clegg will feed it to Cotton, to Thomas, and to Purvis. Cross court it to Clegg. Back over to Purvis. Drives it, tries to put up a shot and draws a foul, and they're going to get a foul, I believe, that's going to go against Abby Prohaska. So Prohaska will pick up her first.
And Kenise Purvis just has a knack for drawing fouls. She attacks the basket so hard, and they call Prohaska for a block. Purvis a little out of control with the basketball, but still the blocking foul was called. And Clemson has now been to the line 4 times, has yet to make a free throw. The free throw line is, when the Tigers look back at this one and they look back at when this got away, you have to look at the free throw line, because Notre Dame, not only were they efficient from the line, but they've gotten there 27 times so far in this game, and Clemson just 1 for 5 from the line.
Here's the first free throw made by Clemson. 92-58. Prohaska. Nixon, a little step back jumper, good. 94-58.
And these are situations where Notre Dame can build some confidence for their bench, because as we've said, Notre Dame scoring pretty much all comes from their starters, and Nixon with a knockdown there on the other end.
Good hustle by both teams there. Loose ball on the floor and both teams on the floor after it. Alternate possession will leave it, though, with Clemson. So we'll head off the break here in at the 4th. Outside, Nixon, a little step back J, and Notre Dame leading it 94-58. Clemson down 94-58. Just under 5 minutes to go here in this contest. Don Munson, Kelly Gramlich, along with you to take a look into the Clemson huddle. Kelly, you know, stat-wise, 57% from the field for Notre Dame on 35 of 61 shooting, 46% from the field for Amanda Butler's ball club on 26 of 57 shooting. You know, when she takes a look at the stat sheet, she's not going to be upset about that.
Clemson shot the ball well. I think the main issue were the turnovers, 25 turnovers for the Tigers. So some untimely turnovers for Clemson, but also the free throw line. As we've talked about this entire broadcast on, Notre Dame's gotten 18 points from the free throw line, and Clemson just 1. That's been one of the biggest differences.
Ball tipped out of bounds by Clemson. Vaughn trying to feed it and throw it out of bounds. A little too tall there, looking for Mabry.
And you can see the difference for Notre Dame, even when they have just 1 or 2 of their reserves in. That starting 5 for Notre Dame, they play so well together. They all average at least 13 points per game. They flow well together offensively, but this team does take a step back when they bring in their bench. Thankfully for them, they don't really need their bench in most games.
Mabry with the steal and a nice feed to Vaughn for 2. 96-58. Clegg out front. Feeds it to Bennett. Bennett trying to take it in the paint, loses it. And that will go off of Clemson.
And Clegg is a freshman who's in there to shoot the basketball. She's shooting 35% from 3. I know Coach Butler wants to see her let it fly. And that's a great pass by Mabry. A good finish by Michaela Vaughn, the sophomore, who had a season-ending injury last year, but she's shown some offensive spark off the bench for the Irish. 9 points against Pitt, 9 points against Wake. She's been a good player off the bench for them.
Mabry looking for the 3 and gets it. That is her 6th 3 of the game. She's got 22 and also has 6 assists in this game.
She's been impressive, and 10 of her 15 field goal attempts have been threes. She is going to shoot the 3 early and often, and she's been really consistent throughout this game, knocking out at least 1 3 in each quarter.
Clegg, the long 3, no good. They'll feed it up floor to Mabry. She'll chase it down, but falling out of bounds. Threw it back in, and Clemson comes away with it.
Don, we know Clemson likes to run. They like to get up and down. They want to pressure you. The thing is, Notre Dame also likes to do that. So Amanda Butler, in playing their style, they've kind of played into Notre Dame's hands. Of course, you don't want to go away from who you are, and Coach Butler wouldn't do that with Clemson. But to play up and down, that's what Notre Dame wants to do, and they've shot the ball really well, and that's why Notre Dame's been successful tonight.
Cotton right side, can't get the 15-footer to fall. And here comes Patterson. Patterson from 8, yes. And there's 100 on the board, 101 on the board for Notre Dame. The 6th time that they have eclipsed the century mark, and a timeout called here by Clemson. As Amanda Butler just trying to find something to give her team a little positive momentum going into Saturday's ball game when Louisville will come in here, the 3rd-ranked team in the country.
And Don, stop me if you've heard this before. Marina Mabry has hit another 3. Here's a replay of that 6-3 for Mabry, 6 of 10 from 3. That is just downright good from Mabry from beyond the arc. But Don, I think when Clemson looks back at this game, the first half is what you need to focus on for the Tigers, especially that second quarter. Clemson cut it to 7, was right back in the game, and Notre Dame went on that quick offensive run in the 3rd quarter. One of the keys for the Tigers heading into this one, they couldn't afford scoring droughts, and there were just too many droughts against a team like Notre Dame that is so efficient and so lethal on the offensive end. But I still think Clemson can take some positives from specifically that first half.
And you can see Amanda Butler there in the huddle, getting after her team a little bit. She wants to see some want-to out of her ball club.
Well, for a Clemson team that last year only won 1 ACC game, and this year they've already won 5, they have yet to experience this under Coach Butler, a blowout. They haven't been blown out by anybody this season, not South Carolina, not NC State or Tennessee or Miami or Florida State. They beat Miami and Florida State. So this is kind of a new thing for Coach Butler and this team, and I think she was really emphasizing in that huddle, hey, this hasn't happened to us before, and we're not going to let it happen again. This is a one-time situation.
Go back to that previous game at NC State. Clemson takes a lead at 51-50 with 4 minutes to go, doesn't score the rest of the way, and only loses by 3. At 54-51 as Clegg's jumper is a little long. Prohaska with the rebound, and here is Nixon. Nixon on the bounce pass, and we get a look at Danielle Cosgrove in the ball game. Dixon, Prohaska back outside, 3-ball, no good. There by Benz. The ball tipped out, and it'll be claimed by Clemson. As Blackstock, our first look at Skylar Blackstock here for Clemson, can't control. And here comes Nixon back the other way with it, with under 2 to go, 1:55 left.
Nixon going to slow it up. This is one of the few times we've seen all night where Notre Dame has truly slowed it down and run a set.
Here's a poor pass by Nixon, knocked away by Clemson, and here comes Destiny Thomas. Outside to Cotton, they'll swing it to Clegg. Baseline Cotton. Blackstock outside, extra pass to Clegg. 4-3, yes.
And she got it. She is one of the shooters on this team that truly has a green light, 35% from 3 heading into this game. It's good for the freshman to see a shot like that go down.
Still a 40-point lead here for Notre Dame. It's Cosgrove out front. We'll look across and find Ben. Back to Cosgrove and into the hands of Nixon. With a minute left, Notre Dame going to pick up their 20th win of the season here. Lob it inside. Nice catch by Vaughn. And she's fouled as she's falling away. Against Skylar Blackstock on the foul.
Here's another look at that 3 from Cam Clegg. Nothing but net. A good look for her on the reversal. And one thing we've seen with Notre Dame, they make it really easy on their guards because whatever big is in, doesn't matter who it is, you can just lob it up to them at almost any time and they're going to grab it. Patterson, Vaughn, of course Turner, and Shepard. These guards, they know when they're in trouble, they can lob it up to a big.
Vaughn misses a pair. Denise Purvis comes out with a rebound. So still 101-61. 43 seconds left. Clegg, ball fake, trying to take it to the left baseline. Good defense there. 12 on the shot clock. Purvis. Cotton, the turnaround jumper, good.
Good pass by Kenise Purvis and China Cotton. A quick, didn't take much time. She knew she had a look. A quick turnaround jumper for her.
And with 22 seconds left in the game, shot clock turned off, and Nixon can just kind of dribble it out by the midcourt strike and try to dribble out this clock. 12, now at 10, and that is exactly what she is going to do. So Notre Dame will come here to Clemson, South Carolina tonight, and will pick up their 20th win of the season in emphatic fashion. 101-63 over the homestand.